What's going on, everyone? So I've seen a lot of talk about the Los Angeles Lakers waiving LeBron James. Dallas, they only want LeBron if he gets waived. Cleveland, waive LeBron and then go to Cleveland. Maybe that's why he opted in. And I get a lot of comments from people too that are like, do you really think the Lakers would waive LeBron? Or even people that are like, the Lakers should waive LeBron, be done with him, move on. It's not going to happen. It makes no sense. Like, if the Lakers could waive LeBron and free up a bunch of money to go do a bunch of stuff, then yeah, sure, in an instant, right? If the reports are true, which I don't know if I really buy, right? If the reports are true, then LeBron James wants out, and if he wants to go somewhere, then fine, go somewhere else. But if he really wanted to go somewhere else, he could have easily already requested a trade, or he could have just not signed with the Lakers, opted out and then went and signed somewhere else, right? You don't think there's some teams that would kind of figure it out how to get LeBron, right? And maybe taking a discount. But even if he was going to take a discount, he might as well have taken a discount with the Lakers, because guess what? The Lakers might have been able to build more for him, right? So you might have been able to keep Dorian Finney-Smith and still gotten all the pieces that you got, right? So again, like, no matter how the media and all these reports and stuff try to spin it, it doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm not saying that the Lakers won't trade LeBron. Lakers were exploring and were interested in trading LeBron like a year or two ago when LeBron James to the Warriors was the thing. Every year we hear these stuff. Every year it's like, is this LeBron's last year? Is he leaving the Lakers? Is he retiring? Is he this? Is that? Right? Like, it's one of those things, I'll believe it when I see it. I'm not saying LeBron, and I've talked about this before, where I think LeBron probably finishes his career in Cleveland, right? Or with his other son, Bryce, right? Because his other son is going to get drafted next year, right? So I could see him, finishing his last season somewhere else, just because, again, he wants to play with his other son, or he wants to kind of, do the thing where you go to the team that drafted you, it's his hometown, retire as a Cav, and then cool. All right. So I'm not saying like he's necessarily going to retire a Laker. I've talked for years that I think he sticks around until he's ready to hang it up and then maybe go somewhere else for a year. But also, people forget, LeBron James has always honored his contracts. Always. Right? Like, he's a guy that has never requested a trade in the middle of a contract or a season. Right? So he opted in. Yes, things have changed. I get it. He's older now. Right? He doesn't have the time that he did when he was 27, right? Like, so I do get some of those things, but I don't like to speak in definitives because you never know, right? You never know. I am about as close to 100% as you can possibly, 99.9999999% that the Lakers will not and likely will never waive LeBron James. It makes no sense for the Lakers, right? And there are teams that would trade for LeBron. I know that there's the report, like Windhorst and stuff, like teams, there's no market for LeBron if he wants to be that. I don't buy that for a second. There are teams that would take on LeBron James just for financial gain. You don't think, James Dolan would be looking at LeBron going like, I can make $1 billion in a year having LeBron James in a Knicks jersey, right? Like, you kidding me? Like, I know that there's reports that Dallas would never go and do that. Dallas also never would have traded Luka, and they did, right? If they could get LeBron James, because they wouldn't have to trade any of the key guys. Like, they're not trading Anthony Davis. They trade a couple role guys. They'd still be deep, and you'd have LeBron James, probably the best team in basketball, right? Like, especially for a team that wants to win in the next year or two, right? With that window, like, LeBron James makes all this sense. You think if LeBron really became available, you think that they wouldn't do it? There's already 4 teams supposedly that have reached out about potentially trading for LeBron. Right, so again, and my guess is probably the Cavs, the Knicks, the Warriors, right, and maybe Dallas. Those are probably the 4 teams, because those are the 4 teams that make the most sense for LeBron. That's the reason why everybody keeps spewing the same 4 teams, because those are the only teams that actually make sense for LeBron and probably would be willing to trade for LeBron. But Lakers buying LeBron out, it does nothing for them, right? Especially when you could get anything is better than that. Even if you got, even if you just got the problem is you have to match. All these teams would have to match salaries. But even if you got kind of like a role player package, let's say from Dallas, and you got Max Christie back, Daniel Gafford and like PJ Washington. Like, yeah, that's not the sexiest trade. That's nothing, but that's still better than just waiving LeBron James and you can't even replace him. Again, the money still counts on the books. It makes zero sense. I don't know why there's this like narrative going around that the Lakers are going to waive LeBron James. It makes no, even if LeBron asked to be waived, I don't think the Lakers would do that. I think the Lakers would be like, sorry, buddy, right? Just like you have a no trade clause, we have a no waive clause, right? We're not waiving you because it doesn't make sense, right? And you can still lose Luka in the offseason. So you think that they want to have $52 million of just dead money on the cap, right? When they could trade him, even if they got like, he could go back to Miami and you got Andrew Wiggins and whatever else, right? Like, it's better than nothing. I'd rather have that than just waive him and have nothing. I am telling you, he's not going to get waived, right? Maybe this video ages poorly and a month from now, Lakers end up waiving LeBron James. I don't know, maybe. I would be shocked if that happens, right? And so here's another thing too. I've seen people about like, okay, well, what about not waiving? What about just like a buyout? Like, what if they bought LeBron out and he took back, whatever, $15 million. If he was going to do that, why not do that for the Lakers so you could go and keep Dorian Finney-Smith, go bring in DeAndre Ayton, add in Jake LaRavia, go get, like, if LeBron was going to take a buyout from the Lakers, then he should have just took it at a discount. And then if he wasn't happy, request the trade anyway. And it'd be easier to trade him. If he was making $30 million, it'd be much easier to trade him than $52 million. So no matter what, it would have made more sense for LeBron to take a discount, right? Why did LeBron not take a discount? Because he probably wants to stay with the Lakers. LeBron was so excited when Luka Donic became a Laker. Like, so excited. Like, he looked like a kid in a candy store again. He looked all rejuvenated and everything, right? Like, you don't think he wants to play a full year with Luka and just see how it goes? You don't think LeBron is looking at Luka Doncic right now and seeing the transformation and the work he's putting in? And we're all talking about how Luka's about to, break the NBA because he's coming out for revenge. You don't think LeBron isn't thinking that? Plus, Luka's the exact type of player LeBron has been screaming for the Lakers to get for years, since the bubble championship. It's why they went and got Dennis Schroeder. It's why they went and got Russell Westbrook. It's why they got D'Angelo Russell. It's why they keep getting all these, like, pedestrian point guards, because LeBron wants to play more off ball. He doesn't want to handle all the responsibilities. He doesn't want to be the guy. That's why he kept pushing Anthony Davis over and over and over and over and over again to be the guy. Well, guess what? LeBron James just got the guy that takes the ball out of his hands and ball pressure and allows him to play off ball. Like, LeBron literally gets everything he wants in Luka Doncic. LeBron James and Luka Doncic alone, a healthy LeBron James and Luka Doncic with a revenge Luka on tour, could do somewhat. We've seen Luka do more with less than LeBron James. LeBron James is and probably will be the greatest player that Luka Doncic ever plays with. Right? Even at age 40, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I just keep seeing this narrative going around from the media to other, just like, media, like articles and stuff like that, to comments, everything. They're not going to waive LeBron James. It doesn't make sense. Even if he asked for it, they wouldn't do it because it would kill him, right? It would kill the Lakers. Because again, it's just that money just sits for this year. And they're not going to buy him out and stretch him, right? If you were going to do that, you should have just either took in a discount or we worked out a sign and trade for you, right? Like, it makes no sense. There's 15 other ways LeBron James could have done this. And you don't think he knows all those ways? He's the guy that, like, invented the player movement and all this stuff, right? Like, player empowerment and all this stuff. He knows all of those little tricks and ins and outs. I just don't see it. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So if you enjoy these types of videos, truly appreciate it. And that subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.